Hello, and welcome back to Pokémon Yellow. And before we get into this part properly, I'd like to carry on from our little tangent about steel types because Chris reminded me of Metagross, and Metagross is fucking hype.
How could we forget about Metagross?
Well, I was thinking through the Gen 2 ones because, you know, Gen 2 was when it was brought in and that's when they sort of were put in the spotlight a bit, and fucking Scizor is beast. I love Scizor. He's such a cool design.
Mega Sizzle's also pretty cool. It's got huge clamps.
Clampy clampy. But yeah, are there any others sort of missing?
Well, I've already mentioned Aggron.
Yeah, Agron's. What's this? This the fully evolved version.
Yes.
It looks like a Triceratops dinosaur.
Oh,
It's a fucking metal dinosaur. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
that's
amazing.
yeah.
Other steel types. Magnezone.
Magnezone. I love Magnezone. Magnezone was one of them designs I initially didn't like. I thought it was fucking dumb. And then I realised, yes, it's fucking dumb. I love it. It's a UFO Pokemon. I love it.
The steel types. Lucario. Often
Yes.
forget that he's steel.
Well, yeah, because you think of him as a fighting type because he's got the sort of, like, humanoid shape to him. But yeah, he's a steel type.
How is he still?
He's got those metal horns on the back of his paw and off his chest.
Yeah, spiky knuckle dusters, really, aren't they?
Fair enough.
I like the fact that in the anime, when it uses Metal Claw, the spikes sort of morph into Wolverine claws.
That is so cool.
I like in Gen 6 they just give you that Lucario, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people have came up with a nickname for that as Welfare Lucario. Which is brilliant.
Still thinking about favourite Mega Evolutions? I think it might be Mega Lucario.
I can't really think much about him. Doesn't he get, like, the
gets-
tails coming off his head?
He gets longer sort of dreadlocks. gets
Lucario
more
is just a good
bigger, tough
Pokemon in general,
fur.
though, isn't it? Really.
He just looks stronger and more imposing. And again, like how I feel about Charizard White, it feels like a great evolution of the Pokemon's design.
I think with Lucario, part of why he's so memorable to me is that he's the star of the second best Pokemon film. The Lucario film is fantastic.
That is a pretty good film, actually.
Yeah, I like Lucario as a character. I like the whole lore with him and Sir Aaron. I think because he was voiced by Sean Sherman, wasn't he, and Lucario. And I think Sir Aaron was Jason Griffith. And when you got both these voices that you recognise from other things, given the dynamic at times was a bit more Sonic and Shadow than Sonic and anyone else, but like their dynamic sort of reminds me of that in parts, like with Lucario being the easy one.
Plus there's the fact that it really hammers in the fact that Lucario is very much like Goku.
Well, I haven't got reference for that. But...
being voiced by Sean Shamwell and the fact that he shoots an energy beam out of his hand.
Well, he's got the Aura Sphere, hasn't he? Which is kind of a
you
Dragon
could
Ball
compare
thing.
that more easily to Hadouken, but because of it being voiced by Sean Shamwell. I mean, heck, even in Smash Brothers, he's still voiced by Sean Shamwell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that was one of the things that was like confirming that Lucario was coming back. When it was like, I think either he'd tweeted something about it or like he'd mentioned something about it and talking to someone or something, and that was like, oh yeah, confirmed Lucario's back. Well, actually, it was one of them things that like a load of people were pouncing on it, saying like, oh my god, Goku's in Smash, and then no, it's Lucario. Use your fucking brain, mate.
Oh yes, this poster that definitely doesn't have a button behind it.
Yeah.
In Sun and Moon, there's a mall that is
Shopping centre.
Shopping centre. I'm just going by what the games call it. But there's a girl in the shopping centre who's by a poster with, I'd assume, her boyfriend, I think. And you talk to her and she says, do you know what's behind this poster? Nothing. Why would there be anything behind it?
That's great, yeah. Anyway, with this here, I think I went the most direct route. I'm trying to avoid fighting with rockets where I can because I don't really want to leave loads of them in. Like I said at the start, I'm only fighting the mandatory fights. But
I love this section.
Slow animation.
yeah, thankfully they sped this up in Fire and Leaf Green. It really needed it, as you can tell.
I found it laughable watching Pikachu spin around as well.
Oh, bless him.
I'm just trying to imagine something like if this had other Pokemon following you, have a Onix out, just spinning around on the spot.
I wish you could have your whole team following you and have all 6 of them like spinning around before you. It'd be like some sort of fucking line dance or something. Yeah.
Right, Rayquaza, Arceus, Kyogre, Groudon, Giratina, and Steelix. Let's go. Oh god, spinny pads.
Yeah, this you'd need a fucking You Spin Me Right Round like Pokemon music video to that shit.
So I remember a Dorkly video that wasn't too long ago. They took the mick out of these spinning pads, and all of the arrows are going in a circle, so they're stuck. And they're just stuck spinning around. They're just like, oh god, when's it gonna end? They just start spewing vomit everywhere.
Why did Team Rocket not do that?
It's like someone ends up walking in the way to block their path eventually, and it's just like, why did you do this? Why would you set it up in such a way? And then for some reason afterwards, when they're stopped, they're just like, want to go on the pads again? Yeah.
So, like, if someone asked me why did you do that, that would be a good cue for me to send out my why not. I gotta say, that's one of my favourite fucking reaction pictures. Considering
you'd be in the Pokemon world, just like as you're spinning, just grab hold of your Pokemon, throw it out, why not?
Yeah. I gotta say, like,
I was waiting for this opportunity.
It's like the lamest joke I could go to, but why not is just... It's my favourite, like, one of my favourite Pokemons just because of its name.
Yes.
What is the worst Pokemon type, like, out there? Like, is it both?
It's kind of difficult to say what's the worst type, because the 4 that come to mind are Grass, Bug, Ice, and Rock. They all have a large amount of weaknesses.
Yeah, I think Bug probably because outside of likes of Scizor and that, there's not really many cool Bug Pokemon, are there?
But to be fair, they do have some pretty good moves. One in particular being Quiver Dance, which increases your your special attack, your special defense, and speed by a stage. So Butterfree is a threat.
Really?
Well, it can be.
When used properly.
When used properly, yeah, because all it needs is that one move and it can take down anything with Bug Buzz.
Yeah. Admittedly, the when used properly clause applies to any Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because, like, I will use my Charizard properly by teaching it Cut, Fly, Rock Smash, Strength.
Be fair, Red didn't do that much better in Origins.
What did he?
It was Mega Punch, Slash, Fire Blast, and Mega Kick, I think.
Let's give it Flamethrower.
Swift.
What would you teach your Charizard Swift?
I don't know.
Like, Mega Punch and Mega Kick, like, one or the other, that's fine. Don't give it both, because, like, what's the point?
Yeah. Fire Blast, Swift, Mega Punch, and Slash. You've only got one move on him that has stab damage, you idiots. How did you even beat Blue?
So that never used the flamethrower in that anime?
No, just Fire Blast.
I suppose at least he has the power of anime bullshit to make sure Fire Blast actually hits, but still.
Yeah, because that 85% accuracy.
Yeah, and then you've got like the PP problem as well. There's only 5 uses. Like, I guess you can boost it up a little bit more, but like, yeah, that's not a good fire move to rely on.
The way they animate Fire Blast in it's kind of understandable how it has lower accuracy, because it's like he spits out the fireball, then it's in front of him and it forms into the symbol.
Yeah.
And then it fires.
Yeah,
so it's like, that's going to give him an opportunity to dodge.
Yeah. It's one of them, like, it's just such a typical trope for these kind of attacks. You got the risk versus reward, haven't you? And, like, the risk is that it's low accuracy, but it's pretty fucking strong, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 120 damage.
Not bad, yeah.
So it's one of the most damaging fire moves in the game.
Yeah, we are bullshitting because I'm still spinning around on these fucking panels, by the way.
There's a new fire move that's coming to Sun and Moon. I think it's called Burn Up.
Oh, what does that do?
Only a few Pokemon can learn it. Moltres, Arcanine, I think Rapidash. It's a really powerful fire move, but when you use it, the Pokemon loses its fire typing.
Huh. That seems like a weird side effect.
and you can't use the move again unless you take the Pokemon out of battle and then put it back out. Then he gets its fire type back. So it's sort of a risk versus reward thing, because say you're up against a water type, use that, you lose your typing.
Yeah, so what's the base damage of it for that initial hit?
150, something like that.
Oh, so it's at least meaty.
Pretty high damage, and plus there's the fact that you end up losing the stab damage for any other fire moves you might have. But depends on what your moveset's going to be.
Because you could just have that as your fire attack and then dump, your slash, things like that, extreme speed if it's Arcanine, that kind of stuff.
I can't recall if the Pokemon becomes normal or if it just takes neutral damage from everything afterwards.
It'd be interesting to have a neutral type. Because I remember back when I was part of the Pokemon Account fan game, which sadly never came to fruition, but one of our concepts for that was to have a virus type, and the basic type affinity to that was that it was completely neutral in both strength and weaknesses to literally every other type. And that's something I think would be a kind of interesting thing to bring to the metagame if the Pokemon had unique strategies to use against them. Maybe they had other vulnerabilities, say they had very poor either physical or special defense, and that was your kind of prompt on how to beat it easily. Because it's the kind of thing that you wouldn't want just a pure neutral wall, because that'd get boring fighting it. But if it was a case of where it had specific vulnerabilities, so essentially not directly, but it'd be sort of weak, I'd say, to either physical or special, so you could still get a bit of a boosted attack on it, but it's the kind of thing that they could probably work in, but it'd be quite complex.
It seems a bit pointless at this point, and honestly it's not necessary. We've got all these there's 16, 18 types in the game. I mean, Fairy type was only introduced because they cocked up Dragon types in Gen 5 by making them ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, and that was around the time when they started just giving everything part Dragon type, wasn't it? So it was kind of, okay, we've gave everyone the strongest type, better nerf Dragon and Greninja for some reason.
Yeah. Smash. God damn it. I never really was that fond of Greninja in Smash. I mean, I like Greninja, but I can't really play him.
I just think it's one of the funniest memes that just nerf Greninja.
Just better nerf him.
Anyway, we've sort of gone past the things. We did just fight Jesse and James again. They weren't anything different to their original fight. And now, as for Giovanni, Chris, what are your thoughts on Giovanni as an evil villain?
He's basically like the Bond villain. He's using all the cactus stroke, isn't he? A sort of.
He's the mafia boss, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a good villain, yeah.
Persian Sprite looks fantastic in this game.
Better than the Alolan.
Oh yeah, that's not even a contest. I remember seeing an image of someone. They just fattened up the body of Alolan Persian. It worked infinitely better than it does at the moment.
Yeah, it's the proportions that fuck out. You laugh at the head initially because the head is fat, but if the rest of the body matched that, it'd be fine. But no, it just has a really fat fucking head.
Yeah. Fat head with an anorexic body doesn't really match.
It looks like it should be constantly falling forward.
It does. That's why its face keeps getting
Yeah, it keeps getting fatter because every time it hits the floor, it pushes it back in a bit. Poor fucking cat.
That's how the species came to be. It wasn't because they were spoiled or anything. They just kept tripping up themselves and hammering their faces into the floor.
Yeah, no, but the best thing to come out of it is there's this great racing game, Persian Car. That'd be amazing.
I hate you. Yeah.
Don't you dare diss my Garfield car, okay?
I will diss it to the moon and back.
Well, you're fucking wrong.
I hate the word dissing.
Yeah, well, I like using it now. I've decided that a minute ago.
You're a terrible person for this.
Don't diss me for that.
That window's looking really tempting right now as an exit.
Don't forget you're here forever.
Oh, no.
We got another 11 parts of this playthrough. I hope you're willing.
I do this voluntarily.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Well, you see, once you make a Let's Play once, you're in it for life. It's like the way to kind of guarantee you limit your life choices. It's we talk about video games on the internet. We can't play that off.
So I kind of forget the fact that you're recording any of this. Really, it's like when I go home, I forget about recording it. It's like I know I'm here for this, but it's like eventually I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going around to rant.
Yeah, I've noticed. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was another part of Pokemon Yellow. We'll see you next time for more. Bye bye for now.